Well, does your background match? Is your bed made? Does it look like a college student's apartment? Did you clean up and make it look like that this interview was really important? Hi, I'm Zane with Zane Engineers Life. Have you got an interview this week? I've been putting out a lot of shorts with tips on interviews, and on one of those I was asked, well, what if it's a video interview? Okay, so I've got 3 things for you. What are they after? What story are you trying to tell? And is there conflict between the two? Okay, real quick. Why a video interview? Why not just do it on the phone, or maybe they bring you in? Well, see, Zoom and Teams and WebEx and Google Meet and GoTo and all these other programs, there are like a dozen or more video conferencing apps now. Pretty much everyone is doing them in their company. So really, why should they do a video interview? Well, there's 2 reasons. One, it's really easy. And 2, maybe it's a remote position, or maybe their workers are remote, or maybe they just don't want to spend any money bringing you in. I mean, if you're applying to be a welder, they're probably going to bring you in, and they're going to have you do some welding in the shop and see the shop. But if you're an accountant, well, Excel and QuickBooks run on pretty much anything anywhere, right? So why a video call? Well, it's easy, it costs little, they don't necessarily have to have an office, and they can see you. Do you look the part? Are you a certain skin color? Do you speak well? And can they understand you? So this leads to our first thing. What are they after with the video interview? Well, it's a quick and easy way to see you. They say you never get a second chance to make a first impression. And see, most studies say that most people subconsciously make up their mind about you in the first 7 seconds. So they want to see you, judge you, check you, confirm you, and learn about you. Do you fit their look? Do you fit their culture? Do you fit what they thought of you based on your resume? Like if you said you pay attention to detail, and if you're an honor student, does your look and your surroundings match that description? This leads to our second item, and the reason to listen to today's video. See, what story are you telling? Right now, open up your camera on your computer or your phone or whatever you're going to do the video on, and take a snapshot. Okay, now pretend you're Karen, the HR lady, and look at it. What do you see? Look around. What's behind you? What's in the background? Is there a wrinkled shirt, a messy floor? Is your bed made? Is the trash can full? Are there kids running around in the background? If your story is that you're a mom, have a family, and want to work from home, and that you have years of experience and you're super professional, well, does your background match? Do you have a nice desk in a clear home office? Are you dressed nicely in a suit? Do you have awards and accomplishments and things on the back shelf? Do you have a top quality headset and great audio? Now, if your story is that you're a college student about to graduate, that you're an honor student, you volunteer in organizations, and you work really hard, well, does your background match? Is your bed made? Does it look like a college student's apartment? Did you clean up and make it look like that this interview was really important? And this leads to the third thing. Are these 2 in conflict? And real quick, like and subscribe and watch to the end. It helps us with the algorithm. The third thing, are they in conflict? Is what they are after and what you are presenting versus what they thought of you, are they in conflict? Are they in congruence? Is the company a freewheeling work-from-home, low-tech key company that believes in innovation and getting things done? Well, then you should have a clear home office, posters and models and tech stuff all over your desk, tech books on your desk that look like you actually use them, and be dressed in work casual and ready to crush it. Don't really need beer cans and pizza boxes all over the background, just a cool workspace for getting things done, right? Now, if this is an accounting HR job and trust is a big thing, well, are you interviewing directly with the owner who's putting themselves on the line to hire you, and he really wants to know about can he trust you? Well, think about that for a minute. If you blur out your whole background, that may not be the route you want to go, right? You need to look authentic for those parts. So, what are they after? What do you appear and sound to be? Who are you? 2, what story are you telling? What does your presentation and your background and your audio and your video say about you? And is there any conflict? Does your story match your resume and match what you're presenting on the screen? And so let's get to some tips. Take that picture and have your friends dissect it. What do you look like? Does it fit your background story? Should you rent a co-working space for your interview day? Can you clearly hear you? Is there a lot of background noise? Should you get a headset and a wearable mic? Another tip. So during the interview, where do you look? Right? Well, don't just stare at the camera. And a little tip here on that. The first thing you do when the screen comes up is move that window that you're looking at and that they're on in line with your camera so that you're looking at them while you're looking at them on the screen. You may have to move them slightly off the screen to do that, especially if you have multiple monitors. You might even need to redo your setup. What you want is where you're looking in the camera is also about where they are and their eyes are. So it looks like you're looking at them in their eye. Another thing and another tip, are you too close to your camera? See, you really want to be about the distance you would be in person. So yes, most of the time, especially in a small home office, you are too close to a standard desk setup. Try not to crowd them. You actually want to back up from your camera some and make sure your audio follows you and your light follows you so that you look right at the correct distance you would in a standard interview. And that leads to another question. How is your lighting? You probably need a ring light because if it's good enough for TikTok, it's probably good enough for your job interview, right? And your audio. Are you sure it's on? Are you sure it's on the right microphone? And be sure to know how to use that particular software. Like, where's the stupid unmute button, right? And finally, remember that they can't see behind your camera. So put notes and Post-its and answers to hard questions up there. See, when you're answering a question and you look up to the upper corner, it looks like you're being thoughtful, right? And you're working through the answer. Well, they don't need to know that you're actually looking at your Post-it note with bullet points for your answers. Now, as an ending note, be confident. Do some practice runs and mock Zoom calls with your friends. Look at each other's backgrounds, really carve each other up like fish, and then confidently project your story that you want to project. See, you are an amazing engineer, and you will make them and their company better. Now go crush it. I'm Zane with Zane Engineers Life, and we'll make you better.